Hello and welcome to We Create Music TV. In this video, I want to talk about time management best practices for music creators. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know I have a background in learning and development, in education, in leadership, organizational development. And I've taught time management best practices for many, many years. So I'm going to share with you today how you as a music creator can first learn these time management best practices and then apply them to what you do as a music creator. So it's critically important for you as a music creator to know how to manage your time efficiently and effectively in order to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So I'm going to share some of the best practices for time management that you can use to increase your productivity, reduce stress, and achieve success in your music career. So let's get into it. Once again, on this channel, we discuss relative music industry topics, provide practical information and resources, share tools to help further your music career. So if any of those areas interest you, why don't you take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on notification as it helps us to rank higher and make this type of content more available to music creators just like you. All right, so time management is crucial for any endeavor. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's music, corporate America, entrepreneurship, whatever it may be. Music creation is no exception. Without proper time management, you might find yourself struggling to meet deadlines. You may feel overwhelmed or even burnt out. But don't worry. You know Vaughan got you. I got you covered with some helpful strategies to manage your time as efficiently and effectively as possible as a music creator. So here's my very first strategy. And I always tell people this right off the bat, is to set clear goals and to prioritize those goals. Setting goals is like creating a roadmap for your music career. Without it, you might just find yourself working hard, but not really going anywhere, right? Moving in circles, just twiddling your thumbs, not knowing what the overall direction is for your music career. So you have to begin by defining both long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals could be, those ambitious milestones like releasing an album or headlining a tour, while your short-term goals could be things like the weekly task for finishing that new song or mastering a specific production technique, learning piano, playing scales and chords and things like that, getting better with the guitar over a certain period of time. But they're short-term, not long-term goals. So when you break these larger, ambitious, or as we call it in corporate America, BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, right? Once you break those down, you can then focus on making them smart.
I'm smart, not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart.
If you've never heard of SMART goals, I'm sure most of you have heard of SMART goals. But if you've never heard of SMART goals, it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, or attainable, whichever one you like, relevant, and time-bound or time-related, whichever one you like, once again, right? Different people like to throw in different acronyms or meanings of what those words are. But SMART is the acronym. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Once you have really created these SMART goals, it helps to bring clarity and direction to your overall goal process. The next part of this is prioritization, as it helps you to tackle what's most important first, what's the most impactful things that you need to be working on, right? This is your ability to list out all of your tasks and then to categorize them by importance. This gives you the ability to distinguish between tasks that are urgent and important versus those that are not important and not urgent, right? So there is prioritization tools that you can use, like the Eisenhower matrix. If you're familiar with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, of course, I teach that course. I've taught it for a gazillion years. In there, they use an Eisenhower matrix that categorizes your urgency and importance, right? But that Eisenhower matrix can be very useful in helping you to decide on tasks to tackle immediately, which tasks you can schedule for later, which tasks you can delegate, or which tasks you can completely eliminate altogether. Now, consistently evaluate your priorities. That's the big key, is that you have to go through that process of evaluating and making adjustments when you need to. So when I teach SMART goals, I teach what is known as smarter goals, right? So that whole thing, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. And then the E is for the evaluation, and then the R is for the readjustment. Because trust me, things are going to change over time. What you may put as a goal today may not be the same goal that you're going to have 3 years from now. So it gives you the ability to adjust, or you may experience things in your life that may shift your overall goal. And so you have to evaluate and you have to make those adjustments, right? So here are some things that you can do, actionable things that you can do. Number one is to define your SMART goals. So take time to write down your goals and make them, once again, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So for an example, right, here's a great example of a SMART goal. So you want to write and record 3 new songs by the end of the month, right? So there's your overall goal. It's specific. You're going to write and record 3 new songs. It's attainable because I'm sure you can probably, or it's measurable because how can you measure it? By identifying that you wrote and recorded 3 songs. Okay, that's how you know it's measurable. Was it attainable, achievable? Right? Yes, because you have the capabilities, the tools in order to be able to do that. Is it relevant? Sure, because you're a music creator and what you do is make music, so boom, it is relevant. And is it time bound? Yes. Why? Because you've set a time frame for the end of the month, right? So that's how you make a SMART goal. Now we could get deeper into it and really create SMART goals in the way that I would teach people to do it in a corporate setting. But I just wanted to give you an example, and I would even encourage you to sit into practice making and creating SMART goals for yourself. Number 2, once again, is to use a priority matrix like the Eisenhower matrix that helps you to categorize your task, once again, by importance and urgency. This is going to help you decide what things you can tackle right now, right? Immediate, urgent, and important. Things that you can schedule later, delegate, or disregard or delete overall. And then number 3 is to review your progress on a weekly basis. So at the end of the week, you're going to take a moment to assess what you've accomplished, what you've adjusted, and how did you prioritize and how did you plan for the week that is coming up, right? It's always, you got to plan for the week that is going to be coming up so that you can then fulfill the goals that you've set for yourself. All right, strategy number 2 is to create a schedule and stick to it. That's the biggest thing. Create a schedule and stick to it. Using the Eisenhower matrix, once you identify your urgent and important things, not urgent, not important, right? That whole process, then you can start to prioritize the things, right? Keeping a calendar, keeping some type of schedule. Now, because consistency is key, and having that structure brings that rhythm, that overall flow to what you do on a day-to-day basis. So after you identify your task, you're going to plan them into a weekly or a monthly schedule, right? You're going to have to set clear blocks of time dedicated to specific activities. Once again, those activities that are urgent and activities that are important. This type of routine will help you prevent becoming overwhelmed, feeling like you're juggling too many tasks at once. You have to be sure to balance, intense focus periods with relaxation and creativity time, because you can go ham for this, but you got to make sure that you have balance somewhere. So for instance, you can allocate just your mornings for that creative work, your afternoons for all of those administrative tasks like your social media planning, leaving your evenings for different things like collaborative projects, but you're going to have to compartmentalize or segment your time so that you can be assured that you achieve the things that you want to achieve. Balance is going to help prevent burnout. Once you create that balance, it helps to prevent burnout, and it's going to also optimize your energy levels, allowing you to approach each of those activities with a fresh mindset. So here are some actionable things that you can do to do this. So number 1 is to time block specific tasks. So you can divide your day into blocks dedicated to particular tasks. Like, so you can say from 9 to 11, I'm going to spend time songwriting, or from 2 to 4, I'm going to spend time on marketing and branding. This way you can stick to these time blocks to develop a pattern, a routine, right? A habit. Or if I'm talking about habits, right? To create a habit for yourself. And then number 2 is to include flexibility for unplanned tasks. Now, trust me, there are things that are going to pop up: a phone call, an unexpected emergency, a flat tire. Something's going to happen that is unexpected, that's going to throw you off, and you're going to have to deal with it, right? So you're going to have to set aside some flex time or some buffer time in your day for unseen tasks or overruns, right? Things that just bleed over, things that are unexpected. This is a way to help keep your schedule from being derailed, right? And in Seven Habits, we talk about the philosophy of managing your big rocks and managing your little rocks. And so we talk about how to not allow the little rocks to overtake the big rocks. You have to plan the big rocks first, and then everything else you can fit into that as well. But once again, that's Seven Habits. I love, if you don't know by now, I love Seven Habits. I could teach Seven Habits for the rest of my life, and because I think it's a great course with great philosophies and things like that in it. But anyway, number 3 is to set weekly goals in a planner. It can be a digital planner, it can be a paper planner, but you gotta do something in order to outline your goals and your tasks for that week. This gives you the ability to review and update each of those tasks each evening to ensure that you are staying on track. Okay, strategy number 3 is to eliminate time wasters and to set boundaries. Trust me, it is easy to get sidetracked by those small distractions, whether it's your phone, whether it's a phone call, whether it may be, that can add up over time. And these things add up and they build up to become major distractions. And then you look back and you go, oh my gosh, where'd all my time go? So you have to start by identifying your personal time wasters. Social media, for instance, is often a major culprit. You could be working on your task, doing your thing, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I gotta check my phone. Let me go over here. And all of a sudden you're watching 30 cat videos and the time has just slipped away from you. So you have to set specific time limits for social media and other non-essential activities. Using, you can use apps to limit the amount of time that you spend on something, right? And that way you can say that, hey, I'm going to spend this amount of time on this amount of time on that. And so when I reach that point, it gives you a little buzzer and then you go off and do something else. Setting boundaries is another vital aspect, and people have a hard time with this, right? Setting boundaries, letting those around you know what your work hours are and the importance of that uninterrupted time for creativity.
My office hours are from... My office hours are from...
9 to 5.
I'm looking over here because I got signs on my door because I work from home, but I got signs on my door that talk about, I'm do not disturb, I'm in a meeting, or I'm editing a video or doing whatever. But put something on your door that, like right now, I'm recording this video. I have an actual on-air thing that I got from Amazon that I turn it on and allows people to know that I'm on air, that I'm recording, so don't come bother me, right? That's exactly what it is. So you have to have some type of do not disturb environment. That could be things based upon some type of sign. It could be putting your phone on do not disturb. It could be putting your email on do not disturb, right? Turning off your notifications, right? Setting aside a designated workspace for you. So you could use the Pomodoro technique. That's the example that I gave in the beginning, is that you set in a timer. It allows you to work on certain things for a period of time, right? So you could say that I'm working 25 minutes on focused work, followed by a 5-minute break, and then I can go off and do something else, because this helps you to stay engaged. It helps you to avoid burnout, and it helps you to reduce distractions. So here are some actionable things that you can do, my music creators, to limit your distractions. Number 1 is to limit your social media use. You got to set a daily time limit for social media, because it's going to get away from you if you keep digging into it, right? So perhaps you're just going to allow yourself during, certain hours. This is the time that I use social media. So it could be during a break or it could be in the evening, but you got to set those. Number 2 is to create a do not disturb zone. So silence your phone, put your phone on DND, do not disturb, inform other people in your home or in your workspace, wherever you may be. Don't call me. I'm working. This is my focus hours. And it's going to help me to minimize any types of interruptions. And then number 3 is that you could use a focus technique, of course, which is the Pomodoro technique, which is allowing you to work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. And after 4 rounds of that, then, you could take a longer break. But this is going to help you to maintain concentration while preventing burnout. And then strategy 4 is that you can delegate and collaborate. You got to learn how to delegate. That's the biggest thing. So when you try to do everything yourself, the quality and efficiency of your work can suffer because you're taking everything on. You have to learn how to delegate tasks that can be better handled by other people so that you can focus on the creative aspects where you are the most passionate about. So for an example, if you find managing your finances draining, hire a CPA, get a business manager, get someone that can manage those finances for you. Similarly, if you are collaborating with other musicians or industry professionals, this can open up fresh doors and bring fresh perspective. You don't have to create all of it yourself. You could rely on other people to create certain aspects of the song for you. Yeah, now we got to talk about splits and all that stuff, but it still takes some things off. Like, trust me, I know I'm not good at mixing. Mixing is not what I do. I took several classes from mixing. I've learned mixing twice from Grammy award-winning, Grammy nominated mix engineers for Michael Jackson and Teddy Riley and NSYNC and Bob Marley and you name it. I still don't mix though. That's not what I do. But I wanted to learn about mixing, right? But when I need to have my song mixed, I send it to my mix engineer. Yeah, I got to pay the fee, but I'm gonna send it to my mix engineer. That way I can stay creative and he can do all the mixing, right? So you got to learn how to delegate because delegating can also extend to technology. Oh my gosh, that's the biggest thing. Like you can use tools to automate social media posts or to track project deadlines. Like today, I was using Opus Clip to load up all of my short videos to YouTube and Instagram and X and LinkedIn and wherever else is going to go. You could use Buffer to do the same thing from a post perspective, right? So you have to use different tools to help automate some of these processes. Heck, use ChatGPT to create a bunch of stuff. You don't have to sit and write everything yourself. ChatGPT is a great tool that allows you to supplement or at least to shorten the time frame that you would spend doing something, right? You have to embrace this type of collaboration because if you don't, it's not practical. I mean, it's going to lead to burnout. But using AI tools, different tools can create, it can spark creativity, especially when you are working with others that could bring new skills to that process, new insight to that process. Now that's a great way to do it. So here's some things you can do, right? Number 1 is to identify tasks for delegation. That is the big part. Identify tasks for delegation. So make a list of the tasks that you're not really strong in doing, right? Or that it may take too long to do, like graphic design or mixing. Like I make all my graphics in Canva. I just been doing it for years. And so I just make them all in Canva. Once again, I don't mix. I send it to the mix engineer and he mixes it for me. But you're going to have to research and reach out to professionals or freelancers to help. Go to, what's the site? It's escaping my head right now, but you can go to, put it in the comments, right? Put the name of the site in the comments where you can go where all the freelancers are that you could ask them to do all the work. Right now it's skipping my head, but that you could do as well if you're not good for doing that. Number 2 is that you can automate repetitive tasks. So automation is a great tool. So you could use, once again, things like Buffer or Hootsuite to automate all of your social media posting or like your email marketing. You could schedule all of those into MailChimp or my favorite, which is Substack. This is going to free up a lot of your time for creative work and it allows you to automate those things where you don't have to spend time doing it all the time. And then number 3 is to schedule those collaboration days. So set time aside for those days or hours that you're going to spend collaborating with other musicians or producers or just marketers or branding experts or whoever they may be. And this is that dedicated time for you to brainstorm with others, to co-write with others, or even have them review your work and you can review their work as well. But you're taking time just for that collaborative process. And then strategy number 5 is probably the biggest one, is to practice self-care and rest, right? Creative energy thrives when you're well rested and that you are healthy. Physical and mental self-care are essential. This is because we talk about mental health all of the time, right? It is essential to your career as a music creative. Okay, so you got to take got to take care of yourself. You got to have dedicated time each day for things like breaks. You got to have dedicated time for meditation, right? Whether it's meditation, light exercises, practicing mindfulness, you got to take time to be able to do all of these different things, right? Getting outdoors, refreshing your mind, spending time in nature, eating not junk food, but eating good food for you, right? Staying hydrated, drinking water. All of those things help to, increase and directly impact your energy levels and mood. Don't believe in this philosophy. Oh, I rest when I'm dead. I sleep when I'm dead. I got to go hard 100% of the time because I got to do it here and there. Man, forget all that. Like, you got to rest, right? That helps with your mental sharpness, help you make the right types of decisions during the day. If you're not rested and you're not taking care of yourself, it's going to lead to some problems. Trust me, it's going to lead to some problems. And then you're going to be like, man, I either got out of here too early, I got this illness that's taking place, when I know I should have been taking care of myself. Physical, mental, social well-being. Rest isn't just about, well, I'll just take a break here and I'll take a break there. No, it's once again, it's mental focus, mental clarity, right? So you got to take time for self-reflection, for things like journaling. If you don't journal, take time to journal. Like, my wife was super heavy. Like, she, in the middle of the night, she'll jump up. I got some thoughts. Let me go and write these down. I need to journal. Review your goals. All these different things can give you insight into what's working for you and what needs adjusting. This is going to help you to sustain your productivity. It's going to be very rewarding for you, and it is going to be an enjoyable journey in your music creation process. This is going to help you to stay motivated and to inspire you for the long haul. That way you don't get burned out. So here's some things you can do, right? As we get ready to wrap up this video, here's some things you can do. Number one is to schedule time, daily breaks, and time off, right? Take PTO. You work in corporate America, take PTO, right? Take time off for yourself. Integrate, those short breaks throughout your day. Ensure that each week, you are doing something, right? Take a day, 1 day or 2 days to just relax and just to enjoy your hobbies that have nothing to do with music. Take time to do that. Number two is to develop a relaxation routine. This includes practicing things like meditation, like exercises, or even simple stretching before and after work to just decompress and to recharge. And then number three is to track your sleep and how much sleep are you actually getting. You got to prioritize quality sleep by setting a bedtime and to monitor your diet by eating balanced meals that can help maintain your energy throughout the entire day, right? I have an app on my phone and of course I have the Apple Watch, so it monitors when you sleep, right? It monitors the quality of sleep that you get each and every night. It monitors if you wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, how many times, right? So you have tools that can help you to do these things, because these types of habits are going to help sustain your focus and your creativity over that long period of time. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up my video on time management best practices for all of you music creators out there. So I hope that you found these strategies helpful and that you can apply them to your own creative journey. Now remember, effective time management is a skill that takes practice. So be patient. It's not going to just be overnight. Be patient with yourself as you implement these types of techniques. Now, if you have any additional time management tips or questions, put them in the comments, right? I'll take a moment. This is what I do right here. I talk about leadership development, personal development, organizational development. So put your questions in the comment. Also, once again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to stay updated with our latest content. And until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and keep pushing the boundaries of music. Peace.